give us a call at 855-529-7469. Just a little bit of business I want to do every week. I tell everybody if you have even the slightest inkling that you may have an injury case or you may have any case at all, it's really incumbent upon you to get to a lawyer right away to find out exactly what it is you've got and whether or not there are any time limits that you have imposed upon you by law to bring those claims within a certain amount of time, a statute of limitations. And what is that statute of limitations? Every single week I give this warning out, and every single week I get calls from people who say, 2.5 years ago I went into the hospital and the doctor cut off my leg and wasn't supposed to. Do I still have time to file a lawsuit? And the answer is no, you don't. Because in Illinois, we only have 2 years to file a medical malpractice case. And it's too late. Too late. So don't you do what others do, and that is be too late. You want to be right on time. Call us at 855-529-7469. We'll give you a free consultation in the office, on the phone, on the internet. It doesn't really matter. However, it's most convenient and comfortable for you so you don't have to miss time from work and make a long trek drive into the city of Chicago. But you can if you want. You're welcome to come to our offices at 30 North LaSalle, Suite 3200. Sit down with Brian Russell or me or Debra Cray, whatever you want to do. Just give us a call. And we don't charge for that. That's called the free initial consultation. If you got to go see a lawyer and they want to charge you for the initial consultation to find out whether or not it's a good fit, you should keep looking for a different lawyer. You should never, ever go to a lawyer that's going to charge you just to sit down with you to determine if you've got a case. We don't do that. And we never will do that. We never have done that. We don't think it's the right thing to do. So I mentioned that we've got Debra Crane answering questions about family law, and the phones are loading up right now. So I'll take my opportunity to say welcome to the Law Show, Debra Crane.
Thank you, Brian. Great to be here.
Well, great weather out, isn't it?
It's wonderful.
I can't wait to get out of this studio, and then we can go out and play a little bit. But here we are answering questions. So what's new in family law, Debra Crane?
Well, I'll tell you, lately I've been having some absolutely terrific good fathers coming in who are, paying their support and good parenting time and, maybe having some issues that they needed resolved, and we've had some, good results. So that's nice.
Good. Is it too late to file in court to make your ex-spouse pay the cost of college tuition if you haven't paid the college tuition already?
No, it isn't, Brian. There are two things. If your college tuition is, quote, reserved in your judgment of divorce papers, then you can get your help once you file the motion. So they got to get in, but it can happen anytime, just not retroactive. But if your judgment says specific percentage and more language, call me. You may be able to do that retroactively by enforcing the judgment. Little tricky legal stuff there, but everyone should call.
So if somebody pays the tuition today and then they file the motion next week, they may not be able to collect what they paid.
Correct.
All right, so it's up to you, listeners. If you know of anybody that has a former spouse who's refusing to pay college costs to support the kids, you want to give a call to your favorite lawyer if you have that issue. We hope that we're your favorite lawyer, but if we're not, call your lawyer and get those things taken care of. You got to keep your legal house clean and also orderly so that you don't have later legal issues. We're going to go to the phones right now. Remember, if you have a legal question, you can call us at 855-529-7469, or you can email your question to questions@thelawshow.com, and we get those very quickly right here at the Law Show. So don't hesitate to do that. We're going to go to the phones right now, and we're going to go to Becky. Becky, welcome to the Law Show.
Hi, how are you? Thanks for taking my phone call.
You're welcome. What can I do for you?
Well, my husband's an over-the-road truck driver.
Yeah.
And we've been doing. I'm sorry, I'm really nervous here.
No need to be nervous. We're just like neighbors.
The hotels that the trucking company have putting them in, and he's been bitten by bed bugs 7 times. I've got pictures. He's caught the bed bugs on a piece of tape. We've taken pictures of them. Finally, after a year, they took one of the hotels that the drivers were being bitten in. They finally changed hotels to another hotel.
Good.
But he's allergic to the bed bugs. I mean, it's like a bee bite. Every time he gets bitten, the reaction is worse and worse and worse.
Well,
and
what state did this happen
the last time he got bitten, they swelled, he got infected, he had to miss like 3 days of work.
What state did this was this hotel in?
The hotel, the last incident was in Pennsylvania.
Okay. So what your husband has is he's got a workers' compensation claim because I would take the position that he's on the road, he's on the job, and he's staying at a employer-directed location. So he's got a workers' compensation claim. So to the extent that any of his wages or medical were not reimbursed, he may be able to get that. That's the first thing. Second thing is,
Well, what
he,
they told us was on the workman's comp, he only had to miss 3 days of work because he was under some heavy-duty medication,
Right.
and the doctor and the swelling went down and the infection went away. So he only missed 3 days of work. And they said before it becomes a workman's comp case in Illinois, because that's where he's based out of, he has to miss the whole week of work.
and that's true. The thing is that you want to make sure and report that injury as a workers' compensation injury anyway, because if something happens later and that infection comes back, or if there's some sort of latent symptom or problem that comes up from these bed bug bites, then you want to have made that report to the employer about that. Make sure that they have recorded it as a workers' compensation injury incident, and it's going to be each and every single one he should report where they happened, when they happened, and what part of the body he was bitten on. Okay. And that,
okay, we've done that.
okay, good.
I've sent emails, I've sent pictures, I have done everything. They just don't seem to think that this is an occupational hazard. They keep on putting these guys in these hotels that have these bed bugs in them, and it took them a year, one entire year, to close down that hotel in Pennsylvania and finally have the drivers go to a different hotel.
Right.
They're not. The companies are not addressing this as an occupational hazard. If he has to change outside on my back porch, gets completely naked. He has to come in the house, go into the shower. I won't let him bring his clothes. His clothes have to come out of his bag. What if he brings bed bugs into my house?
Here's
you're
what
not addressing the problem. The
here's-
problem is severe.
Here's what I'm telling you. First of all, if your husband perceives that he's in a hotel where there's a bed bug problem, then it's incumbent upon him to leave and go to a different hotel. That's the first thing. He's not, just because they provide that for him doesn't mean he has to stay there. And he certainly wouldn't have to stay there under the circumstances if there's bed bugs. That's the first thing. And I'm not sure if they'd be willing to reimburse him if he goes to a different hotel. But the thing is that he needs to protect himself. He has an obligation to mitigate his damages. And so that would mean he would need to go to a different hotel. That's the first thing. The second thing is, because he was bitten in this hotel in Pennsylvania, he's got a good claim against the hotel in Pennsylvania for infestation of bed bugs. And hotels normally settle those pretty quickly. We can help you out with that. We are not licensed in Pennsylvania, but we can work in other states on a basis called pro hoc vice, which means for this one and only one case. Okay? So if you'd like more information on this, let us know, or open up the internet and find an injury lawyer out in Pennsylvania, and they'll be able to help you out, okay?
Okay.
Thanks for calling the Law Show. We're going to continue answering all your legal questions at 855-529-7469. That's 855-529-7469. We're going to talk to Ray. Ray, you're on the Law Show.
Hold on. I've got my brother-in-law 2 months ago passed away.
Sorry to hear that.
Went into the hospital with basically he was constipated.
Yeah.
They were dousing him with enemas and this stuff for doing colonoscopy. They tried to do a colonoscopy. Anyway, he had a slight peritonitis. We looked over the medical records with the coroner. Coroner basically said that he died of peritonitis. We've already spoke to another doctor to look over the records, and they said that basically what happened was his potassium level got too low. Not for someone that was in good shape, it wasn't too low, but somebody in his shape. He was obese. He was in poor health. His heart, I guess, was in bad shape, which they didn't know. They would treat him for a heart condition, but it was, we're not really sure what they knew about his heart condition. He was 45 years old, and I said he wasn't even sick. He was sitting up in bed talking to the family and just keeled over and passed away.
Okay, what is your question for me, Ray?
Is there a lawsuit there?
Well, I don't know. It sounds like there is negligence there, based upon other cases that I've handled in the past. If he was allowed to have depleted electrolytes, that can sometimes cause heart issues, and if that's how he died, or what he died of, then there's probably something worth looking into. That's the first thing. The second thing is, did you preserve his body, or has he been cremated?
He's cremated, but I said there was an autopsy done.
Okay, and the coroner said the immediate cause of death was what?
Well, he said it was peritonitis, and we had somebody look over the coroner report and also all the medical records. Mm-hmm. The peritonitis wasn't severe enough. His white blood count wasn't high enough to cause him to pass the way he passed. He literally was up talking to everybody. Talking just like you and I, and all of a sudden, his eyes roll back in his head. He falls over dead as a doornail.
Okay. I think there's a case there. You have the medical records. What we have to do is we have to have them reviewed by a doctor who will say whether or not there was a violation of the standard of care. Ray, I want you to hold on for just a second. We're going to talk to you a little bit after the break. We're going to come right back after these few short messages. We are the Law Show on News on 89 WLS. We'll be right back. Ray, hold on.